there during Super Rugby. So fantastic to have you in Cape Town. Trust you enjoying your stay. But like you said, fantastic occasion here, and everyone's bought into it.
Well, this is game 14 on day one. Pool D, Samoa up against France. And this is a crunch match now because Canada have beaten New Zealand, so there's a lot to play for. Samoa leading in the head-to-head stakes 29-6. There was one draw in the series. And France, they've won 3 of the last 10, so Samoa will have plenty of confidence going in against the French, but the French are a team that really needs to start well and get the confidence going. The go-to man is definitely number 7, Capetown, the Fijian-born Frenchman. And for Samoa, well, they've got some speed out wide. They've got a good bunch of forwards as well, led by their captain, Sally. It is Samoa on the right in the blue jerseys, the white shorts, and France, the red, white and blue. France have already qualified for the Olympic Games, winning through the European qualification. There's Sally, the captain of Samoa. The Samoans, they made a shock exit at the semi-final stage of the Oceania Olympic qualifying tournament in Auckland, losing heavily to Tonga, and Australia won the event, beating Tonga in the final. So we're going to see Samoa contesting the last of the repechages for a spot in the Rio Olympics, and that will be held in Monaco in June of next year. Well, our referee is Craig Joubert from South Africa. Made the decision around about July this year that he would try and mix up his refereeing career over the next 12 months with 7s. He'll control things at 6 events. This is the 2nd event for him. And France getting us underway. Plenty of hang time there, and who wants it? It falls into the arms of Capetown, and he offloads immediately. Capetown went without it, went backwards fortuitously. Berry to Perez, and the captain, Ra'oa, over on the far side, Pierre Gilles. Lakafia! He puts the foot on the gas, the big man rolls into the in goal and dots it down. What a try, what a start, France.
Well, fantastic work from the French. Lakafia down the touchline, you're right. Turn the afterburners on, look at that, the pace he has, the size also. Still had a bit of work to do, a fantastic fin there onto Sitala. But the pace, the determination from the Frenchman. He rolls over, close call here, but he definitely does get it down, and the French open their account.
He has 3 test caps for France and 15s as well. The Stade Français back rower. The conversion not successful. Another look at it here, and Yanni just backed himself, didn't he?
No, definitely incredibly strong, and what he does right there is the ball's on the right hand, body before ball, rolls over momentum, and definitely gets it down on the right side of the try line.
Comes from very good stock. His dad, Jean-Paul, was a French champion at javelin. His mother was a discus thrower. And they've produced a very handy rugby player.
Tackle, let it go! There was a clear release and then holding on.
So a penalty here to Samoa with an opportunity to hit back immediately. And the fear to Sitala, and the bounce is there for Samoa, so they'll start again. Sally. Got it away to Uremia. Sally into scrum half. Asifalau. Over halfway. Pops it out now to Uremia. It's a race for the line, and Uremia's going to win it. Ra'oa won't be able to rein him in, so they hit back immediately through Francis Uremia. Good work down the short side by the Samoans.
That was great work, Francis Uremia. Samoans quick on the ball, looked a bit frantic at times, but they got the result, and that's the 5-pointer. It should be a 7 after this kick. Yes, it is, but definitely turning it up, hitting back straight away. Yes, the French, that pass held up beautifully. He's in space, he's too quick, and look at that, turns it on, and he gets the try. Fantastic work from the Samoans, but now more importantly they have to try and get position back. from the kickoff.
7 points to 5. Samoa over France. If you've just joined us, the Canadians upset the New Zealanders, so this pool is wide open.
Played by White, play on.
Lagafia. He's hard to stop, isn't he?
As a big man, look at that big fend, also tall, has the ability to offload.
Nothing happening there for Damien Clare.
Holding on.
And the penalty goes against France. So here go the Samoans. Trying to keep it alive. Tusitala pops it out the back to the other playmaker, Hunapo Nafawa. Now Leo Lolo. Tackle had to be made.
Raktam White.
Hunapo Nafawa. Tusitala stepping. Oh, Akatawa read that one pretty well. And the penalty goes against Samoa now.
Just pretty frantic at the breakdown. Lots of turnovers in that area. And two teams that really enjoy probably the go to ground bit probably too much. The key is to try get the ball into space or offload in contact, get that continuity going. The French try kick long, choosing not to tap and kick it, not to tap, interestingly, going for the long kick. And that's the Blitzbooker warming up. So
yeah, that's the roar in the background for the Blitzbuck. See them there in the right-hand side of your screen, heading out to the warm-up area next to the stadium here. So we'll see the host team in action before too long. A good take from Lacafia. Down to Buraoa and Perez. Dummying straight through. It's a foot race for the line over the 22. And it is Stephen Perez.
Yes.
He got it down. Try to France.
While Stephen Perez there, one of the Samoan players rushed up on the outside. A massive hole through the midfield. He took it. And look at that. We thought he wasn't going to make it. But gets it there. A little bit of momentum again. But bad defensive display from the Samoans. Trying to rush up. One player left a huge hole, a dog leg there in the D. And Perez straight through the middle.
And the conversion successful. A dog leg through the D. You've got the coach speak happening here.
Look at that. That's a Samoan player, the big 11 there. Tua Tagaloa, who went up. And that created the big hole there. So that's the dog leg I'm talking about.
So it is 12 points to 7. Samoa, Selly, getting them on the front foot, popping it up for Tuatangaloa over on the far side. There's no room there.
No,
and it's been stolen.
Tackler.
Great opportunity here, Buraoa. He's got Selly to beat. Buraoa. Try to the French captain. That was sloppy by Samoa on the far side. They were caught napping.
Buraoa, great pace here. And that breakdown, that steal was crucial here. That put him into space. No one down the blind side. Certainly has some legs on him. Makes it look easy, definitely over the try line. The breakdown work from Samoa questionable, and they got the try.
And the try scorer will try and add the extras. From out wide, he can't do it on this occasion. Ex-Brive and Béziers, top point scorer for France. And we've seen plenty of that from him over the years. He's now played in over 30 World Series Sevens events. One of the smallest men on the circuit. And he punches well above his weight. So half-time in this crunch game in Pool D. It is France leading Samoa by 17 points to 7.
Regardez ce que t'as dit. Oh, ils sont des bras, mais ils restent sur le côté, ils avancent pas. se trompe une fois avec Ghana, on a le droit de se tromper. Ça nous coûte un essai. Sauf qu'il faut rester comme ça, mais calme en défense. Ils font des pas de merde. Si on commence à jeter partout, ça ouvre des brèches. Et ça, c'est pas bon pour nous. On reste sur ce qu'on a dit, les garçons. En priorité, nous, sur les 15 mètres, on envoie les ballons. On essaye de mettre des balles dans les couloirs. On a des pattes en bout de ligne des deux côtés. Il faut le faire. D'accord? En défense, ne vous jetez pas comme des cons. Faites la ligne, gardez-la, avancez ensemble, mais ne vous jetez pas. Si il y en a un qui tombe, après ils enchaînent vite derrière, ils ne savent faire que ça. Ok? Le reste c'est bien. Les garçons, il y a un enjeu de points aussi. Gagner le match, et être propre et marquer des points. Allez les gars. Par contre, on ne se laisse pas par l'euphorie, on va pas gratter tous les ballons. Tranquille les mecs, on déplace. Allez, on va pas mettre son essai collectif. Allez. Allez les gars, allez.
Well, the French coach, Frédéric Pomerol, was very vocal there at half-time. And the fans are enjoying themselves. Still a long way to go on day one. I hope the fans haven't peaked too early.
Some of them do look like they are going to peak too early. Still early days. Sun shining in Cape Town, but some really good outfits there.
So Samoa earlier on beat Canada by 24 points to 5. France lost 19-14 to New Zealand. Since then, Canada have upset New Zealand. So I'll say it again, this Pool D is wide open. Who wants it the most? Oh, that was a heavy landing.
Yeah.
The penalty goes against Samoa.
I think we're going to see a card here.
Wow, that's a major. The captain, Sally, in the sin bin for Samoa, playing the man in the air. And we were told, weren't we, that the referees were certainly going to crack down on a few things at this tournament, and this is one of them. Just, if you go up for the ball and you play the man, you're in trouble.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a big safety issue, and that's paramount in this game. We don't want serious neck injuries or anybody getting hurt on the field. So errors like that or foul play like that should be punished.
Players should know that if they go high for the ball, they should be safe. So can the French make the most of this extra man? Lagafia goes to ground. And grasping Burawa and Perez, and now Vakatawa. Vakatawa with one to beat. Oh, how good is this man? As easy as that. Urimi Vakatawa. He was the player that everyone was interested in Dubai because he ticked all the boxes, not just scoring tries in his attack. His defense was very good as well.
And he's got a lot of pace too. Vakatawa came on the comeback, on the cutback, and look at that, beat all the defenders. He was strong earlier in the earlier games, but really just showing more pace than rather than power.
Yes, at Dubai he was a DHL Impact Player of the tournament, and he hails from the Nalawai village in the Naitasiri province in Fiji. He wanted me to say Bulla hello to his mum in Suva. Sumeraseni Vakatawa, your son is thinking of you. He's had 6 years in France. Sorelli Mbobo and Simon Rawalu suggested he go over to France while he was still in secondary school. Went to Racing Metro for 5 years. Toulon made him an offer. He decided to sign for Sevens, and the French are pretty happy about that. But now Samoa, they really need to hit back. The ball's on the ground, and it's been cleaned up by France inside their own 22.
Holding on, hand on his feet. Advantage.
Still plenty of time for the Samoans. Full down, just 1 metre out.
Looks like he injured himself there.
On his 10 meters.
And the penalty goes against France. Vialoy. Solia. And now Tui Tangaloa. Out to Hulapo and Nafua. Through the gap he goes. And so that gives the Samoans a little bit of hope now. 24-12 with the kick to come.
Oh, that is fantastic leg work from him. The ability to step here. Look at that. Lines up his man inside and bang over for the try. But it's unfortunate. One of the players are lying in the midfield. I think it's Eremia. Went down with a ball carry. Looks like he's got a serious ankle injury as the medics come on to try and get him off the field.
That is unfortunate for the injured player, and it is actually 22 points to 12. So time is on the Samoan side if they can keep the momentum going. Sally is back from the sin bin, so it's 7-on-7 again. Craig Joubert still back having a look at the injured player, so we're not going to get a restart. And 10 points the difference.
Oh, looking very festive down there. The young ones in town also.
Well, it's been an interesting period, hasn't it, the sevens in South Africa. I was at the very first World Series event in Stellenbosch, and after that it was Durban, George, Port Elizabeth, but it's looking very much like this could be home for a few years now at Cape Town.
Oh, well, if you look at that, it's definitely here to stay. And tickets sold out. Still another day to go. That's an amazing thing. So hopefully everybody can make it up in time tomorrow. But a fantastic occasion, wonderful surroundings, and a world-class stadium.
Were you surprised that the tickets sold so quickly, being the first sevens event on the World Series in Cape Town?
Yeah, very surprised. I mean, I know personally myself, I was looking for some tickets and I couldn't get any. But I just realized how quickly they sold out, and lots of interest in this tournament. And right from the old people to the youngsters, there's a family tent here. Everyone's bought into this. Everyone's put an effort to get dressed up. I know the Stormers are also here in the stadium somewhere. So everybody's coming here to support the SA Sevens.
What about the team you coach in the Varsity Cup, is it? Are they here?
Yeah, well, we had our Christmas party last night, so I'm sure some of the boys will be here, or they should be here.
Who are you coaching?
UCT for the Varsity Cup, so some of the boys are definitely here. I just can't see them with the outfits.
So some of the games coming up, we've got England up against Zimbabwe. The home team, South Africa, will play Kenya in the All Africa affair. And some big ones later on, Fiji, Argentina, France and Canada will be crucial. And New Zealand and Samoa as well. That's still to come on day one at the HSBC Cape Town Sevens. The second of 10 legs on the World Series calendar. And still a lot of concern being shown. So we'll allow the medicos to do their job. And the pool here, Pool D. So Canada with that upset win over New Zealand. They're on 4 points, New Zealand on 4. Samoa 3 points, France 1. So it's going to be very, very tight as we try and decide the winner of Pool D. Frederic Pomerel is the coach of France, and he has played plenty of rugby. He's been coaching since 2009, and he's been accredited with basically steadying the ship in the French seven situation. They were hot one moment, cold the next, but he's brought a little bit of consistency to their program. On the other hand, the coach of Samoa is English, Damien McGrath, who had a stint as assistant coach in England. He told me he's enjoying life in the islands, in Apia, in Samoa, and he's just basically trying to rebuild his team. A lot of youngsters. So the concern here is not for Claire. Yes, you're on the big screen. And you're going around the world as we have a look at the series points available. A reminder that tomorrow the cup winner will pick up 22 points. Fiji won the 22 points in Dubai last week. And it goes all the way down to the Shield semi-finalists. Everybody gets a little slice of the pie down the bottom there. But the big guns are fighting for those maximum points up top.
Yeah, definitely. It looks pretty open, this tournament also.
So far in the series, remember, we're only day one of the second event, but Perry Bouraoua, the diminutive captain of France, on 10. Perry Baker, the speedster for the USA, on 7, with Rawatha from Fiji and also Sanatla from South Africa. Gee, there's some talent on that list, let me tell you. They're the finishers. Of course, as you would know, and only the guys that do all the hard yards are the forwards. They set it up, don't they?
I was about to say that, you know, you can't have a good trial without some forward sticking his head in a ruck, doing the hard work, so the backline guys can get the glory. But it's good to see the medical attention the players receive in a tournament like this. Really important that the guys get the best medical attention and get back on the field as quick as possible.
A lot of the time this is precautionary, and I don't think anyone's going to complain about the fact that they're taking their time on Francis Uremia. We wish him the best of luck. Just his second tournament. He's already scored 2 tries, so this is unfortunate for Francis and also the Samoan team. So we can have a look at just a few images now from day one at Capetown. It's pretty physical at times, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And got to commend some of the technique here. Really good. Some big boys. I mean, look at the Fijian team. Some big men in that team. But even the small guys climbing here. Some big hits, some big running also. So really seen a lot in this tournament. The big upset, you mentioned it earlier on, Canada beating New Zealand, does open up this group. Also some fantastic tries we've seen. So the crowd's seen it all. Very good festive atmosphere. If you got tickets, come down straight away. It's a great occasion here at the Sevens.
Well, the fans aren't minding this break in play. An opportunity for them to get into the party well and truly. So none of us like to see injuries like this, but the World Series table, again, just looking at them from the first tournament in Dubai, Fiji on 22, England 19, United States 17 and New Zealand 15. They were the 4 semi-finalists. South Africa finished 5th, downing Australia in the plate final. So applause here as Francis Uremia is transported on the medical cab. And he's sitting up, which is great news. So we wish him a speedy recovery. And we're back into it now. 22 points to 12, halfway through the second half. Langell, good control. Bouraoua, and now Barry. Langell over to Vakatawa. Penalty, France. They're just going to slow things down here.
I'll tell you what, the Vakatawa looks like a huge talent. Every time he gets the ball, almost looks like something's going to happen. He's a big man here. You're right, Greg. Just trying to slow it down. They're trying to run the clock down here, but it's a dangerous thing to do to protect the lead sometimes.
So wide ball. Heading towards Vakatawa's wing, but it doesn't get there. That's the halfway mark.
Inside blue. Use it.
Vakatawa. Just a settler. Barry, Damien Clare. Up towards halfway. The Samoans rushing up offside.
Midfield here, Quint.
So again, Bouraoua will just slow things down and put it into touch on the far side, chewing up the seconds. Couple of minutes remaining. 22-12. France over Samoa.
Okay, again, some impressive breakdown play from the French players. Just settling it down there, controlling the ball while waiting for the error and trying to build up pressure.
All-time points for France. He's approaching 800 points in second spot. Terry Barawa. So some changes now, match changes. 12, 10 and 9 coming on for France. Vincent Inigo, Julian Candelon, Jeremy Icardi. Barawa coming from the field, so to Berry and Perez. Over the top, and it falls for Sally, and charging onto it now is Mialoi, and so all of a sudden Samoa are back in with a shout here. 22 points to 17, kick to come. Sloppy line out.
Yeah, sloppy line out. That's what happens when you have wings throwing into the line out there, but goes straight over the top here. Misses his man. This is Mialoi. Just too much pace here, straight through the middle. A huge gap through the midfield there. Of course, it's a turnover from a line out. No one's going to catch him there. And we have a game on our hands now.
Conversion successful right in front. 22 points to 19. 45 seconds remaining. Has this gone 10? No, it didn't. No, there's an error from Samoa.
It's crucial.
Ogatawa takes the tap. They need to count down the seconds now. Clear. Getting it out to Icardi. Candelon dummying, giving it to Vakatawa. Flirting with the touchline, and into touch he goes. 15 seconds remaining. Samoa with the throw in from about their 22-metre line.
Line out formed. Yep.
First things first, the pressure on the line out, get the ball. They're going to have to go end to end.
Well, can they go coast to coast? Not with a wobbly throw like that. It's been towed through, and over the dead ball line it goes. A kick from Vincent Inigo, and that will be it. Wow, this group is wide open, and France keeping their hopes alive of making the Cup quarterfinals. France 22, Samoa 19.